Hey folks, welcome back to the show. This is the Workplace Innovator podcast, and I'm your host, Mike P. Have you liked and subscribed on YouTube yet? Please do if you haven't done so already, so you can watch this podcast in all its full color glory on video. We are releasing these episodes in full on our Eptura YouTube channel. And I'm so excited to have you there because I get to meet new people all the time and have new guests join us on this show. And today is no exception. I am excited to welcome a first-time visitor to the program, joining us from just north of me in Canada, Toronto to be exact. Someone from IFMA, who I've known for several years now, but this is the first time I've had a chance to chat. Everybody, please welcome Tanja Stojanovski. Stojanovski. Oh, I knew I'd get it wrong. Tanja.
That's okay.
Stojanovski. Petrusky. We're going to call you DJ Tanja S, where I'm DJ Mike P. How's that sound?
Works for me.
Okay. Well, thank you for tolerating me and for being here. And I mentioned IFMA. Shout out to everybody from the Toronto and South Central Ontario chapter of IFMA. I have so many friends up your way, right? How you doing?
Absolutely. I'm doing great. How about you?
I'm doing well here in Washington, D.C., my nation's capital, which I always find shocking to be almost directly due south of you. We're not that far away, are we?
No, not at all.
Have you ever visited my city, Washington, D.C.?
Nope. It's on my list. I've been to many places in the U.S. Washington, D.C. is not one of them.
Okay. That's okay. Well, whenever you come this way, let me know. Give you the tour of the monuments. But we just saw each other recently, right? In another U.S. city, San Francisco, for IFMA's Facility Fusion. That was fun. What do you remember about that event?
Oh, it was great. There was a lot of networking, a lot of new people. The keynote speaker really focusing on tomorrow, a lot of courses and seminars on the AI, which I think is extremely important today. So I think, if you haven't gone, go.
And will you be at World Workplace this fall, Tanja?
I will try. I try every year. We'll see. Depends on what work looks like. And if I can, I will definitely be there.
I hope to see you in Mickey Mouse's hometown of Anaheim, California. And yes, we should talk about work. You have a job. You have an incredible career journey in the world of workplace and facility management. And I could talk to you about it, I'm sure, for the entire time. But your current role is that of manager of workplace experience for Rothmans, Benson Hedges, which you told me is part of the Philip Morris Global Corporation, which I'm very familiar with. But tell us what you do for those that don't know.
Absolutely. So for this role here, I really look after the facilities, real estate, the fleet, mail services.
Awesome. And we have so much to talk about then, because this show is all about being a workplace innovator. And we're going to ask you about that in a second. In fact, why don't I ask you now? When you agreed to be on my show, I was so thankful because we've chatted on and off over the years. And you said, Mike, sure. I said, okay, the show's called Workplace Innovator. What do you think of when that comes to mind? What does it take to be innovative in our workplaces today?
One thing for sure, definitely thinking outside of the box. But like I said, with AI coming around the corner, I mean, not coming around the corner, it's already here. So with AI, I mean, just being up to date with the technology and the data. Data drives decisions and the technology drives the data. So, you have to get there.
Yeah. In fact, it's early days still, really. It's here. It feels like it's been here for a long time, but it's only been a couple of years. Our friend James Waddell from IFMA talks about it a lot. He's been on my podcast here. And who else do we know in common? Lori Rowlandson is a huge leader in our industry from your area there in Toronto. And she is an amazing guest who always gives me a really clear perspective on the potential impact of AI and facility management and the workplace and real estate. So we have these great leaders. I know Kat from your chapter, your past president, she's always out there talking on these panels and sharing her expertise and insights. So we've got a great community. We'll talk more about these topics here in a second. But you, Tanja, your FM story is a great one. It looks like, based on your LinkedIn profile. Tell me the brief version of how you ended up where you are today.
I'd say very organically. So I entered in through the property management world, and from there, it just evolved from one role to the next. I went to corporate services and then to facilities and now to workplace experience. And I think workplace experience is really the combination of all of that, because you're dealing with people's environment, but you're also dealing with the leases, you're dealing with the real estate, you're dealing with the building, you're dealing with the corporate part of it, whether it's, the mail services, the records. So it was a great path to grow into where I am right now.
And was IFMA always a part of that journey? I see you have your FMP and your SFP, and I assume maybe a CFM is in the future somewhere. That's a big one, right?
Fingers crossed. It is a big one, definitely. And I think it takes a lot of dedication. So
no pressure from DJ Mike P, but I just thought we need one more to make this the trifecta.
I absolutely agree. Yeah. It is. And I agree. Was it always? No, I'd say when I was in property management, I did start off with the BOMA. But looking at, sure. I think it depends on the industry you're in, and if you're geared more towards the property or the facility workplace. For me, just the direction that my career was going, IFMA made a lot more sense. It was very practical in what you're learning and how to implement it into my day-to-day. And I absolutely love the experience. And like you said, a lot of IFMA people, Jeff Wilson is a absolutely amazing teacher and teaches a lot of the courses that I've done. And I think, it's very helpful in what we do and how to really apply it.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, I feel bad. I should be giving shout outs to every name of every person I've ever met through IFMA who's in that area of Toronto. But please forgive us, everybody, if we don't mention you by name. Well, I want to hear more about your personality, Tanja, because the times we've crossed paths, we always have a chuckle, a laugh, because I'm usually doing something silly. But I always am also talking about music, and I don't know if you have a favorite type of music or artist that gets you inspired. What would you say?
I would say yes and no. So for me, music is really dependent on mood and company. But
sure, yeah.
The more upbeat, happier, positive, the better it is. So for me, when I think about a favorite song, I'd say something along the lines of Happy from Pharrell Williams, especially because, he's in a room without a roof. We have to fix that problem, but he's still happy about it. So, it works.
That's great. That's great. That's a wonderful song. Yeah, that is always playing in my head. Wasn't that part of the soundtrack to the movie Trolls or something a few years ago?
Very possible.
Aren't you happy? One of those animated films, but Pharrell Williams. Yeah, great stuff. Great stuff. Always puts a smile on my face. And I also like to ask for inspiration on this podcast. Do you have a favorite motivational quote you could share with us?
Favorite? Maybe. There's quite a lot. So, there's always ones to choose from, but I think that the one that really sticks with me is if you're not willing to risk the usual, you'll have to settle for the ordinary.
Wow.
We're always looking at, in workplace or FM, you're looking at how to solve problems and how to come up with solutions. And if you stay within your parameters of how is it usually done? How do we fix this in a normal circumstance? You're going to, come to that wall and you're going to have those issues. But if you think outside of the box and you try and figure out another way to solve the problem, then you're just going to come up with tons of solutions and options. And they might not all work out, but
yeah. I was going to say, you'll be an innovator, right? That's what it takes to get a little uncomfortable, a little innovative, stretch yourself. And that's what we try to encourage folks to do here. It's not about reinventing the wheel or doing anything, super dramatic. And it's more about those being willing, as you said, to try new things and do something beyond the ordinary. I love that quote. So I'm inspired by it as well. And something I always say is be willing to be comfortable being uncomfortable and trying to, risk those things of failure and facing our fears. And then we can only do that to get to the next place. And we're talking about all these things like building a great workplace experience and using tools like AI and other technologies to do it. It is a uncomfortable place to be until you have the experience and you build those skills. So with that in mind, what are you most focused on here in the middle part of 2026? What's going on in the world of workplace that you think we should be paying attention to?
Like I said, artificial intelligence, it's here. We have to get right into it. Otherwise, it's going to leave us behind. With that, I think data and technology software, whether it's space management, ticketing, depending on your industry, what is the information that you need to then be able to implement the AI to be able to help you do what you do just better, more elevated, more efficiently, enhanced. Um, I think that's where we are, and we just have to keep going.
Yeah. Do you think there are things that we're not thinking about or you're not hearing at IFMA that we should be? I know we're always coming up with new things to talk about at World Workplace and Facility Fusion. In fact, I should announce, because it just came through, that I will be speaking in Anaheim. So I hope you can make it, because my colleague Aaron Sevitz and I will be presenting on how future-ready FM teams are built. How's that sound? I don't know what that's about. I'm sure I should know because I'm going to be presenting on it. But Aaron and the team put together a great abstract, and it was accepted. So very excited, as always, to have a chance to share some of those stories with the IFMA community. But what do you think? Maybe you could help me prepare for this conference. What does it take to build a great FM team here in 2026 from your perspective?
Well, putting the technology on the side, I really believe that taking the FM team, whether it's workplace or facilities, and taking them from the executors, the doers, to the partners and the collaborators, bringing them to the conversation instead of to the job.
Yeah. Yeah. So less tactical, more strategic is what we often
Absolutely.
say.
Yep.
Have you experienced that in your journey? Have you had to move and expand, obviously, with the FMP and SFP? You're building those skills. In fact, why don't you tell everybody what it is like to earn those credentials, and what kind of things did you learn to get where you are today?
You need dedication, but it is so rewarding. I did it in the evenings after work, and we all have busy lives, so it's difficult. But like I said, it's so rewarding. And the one thing that I did is I did the online virtual classes. So being
Nice.
able to have other people in the class that are from different industries and their perspectives, because it's going to be very different if you're in the hospitality or healthcare or the corporate world. And just getting that different perspective, I think, really helps broaden your thoughts and how are you going to tackle things. And, oh, Sam said this. Maybe I can make that work here. So for me, it was extremely helpful in that way. And then, we all know the technical. Usually people that are doing those courses are people that are in the industry already. So the technical aspects, the HVAC or the electrical, we've learned it. Maybe you're going to learn a little bit more, but it's more about how to apply it in different ways at different levels.
Yeah. Did you happen to have a course during that process on the FMP by my friend Lena Thompson? Does that name ring a bell? Do you know Lena?
No.
Okay. Oh, I thought I could give another shout out. I thought this would be the episode of all episodes with shout outs, and she's here in DC, and I know she's an instructor for the FMP. So I threw it out there, Tanja, just taking a chance, but missed the mark. But the point you're making is a great one as we evolve to become ready for the future, whatever that looks like, and how future FM teams are built, and how these credentials help us prepare for what comes next, and getting ready to work with AI and different strategic approaches to the world of workplace. What do you think a good FM leader is doing to prepare for that? And do you think the role of corporate real estate and facility management will continue to be an important one as more technology and the way we work changes. I know we're in this world of hybrid. I'm throwing out a lot of topics here, but what resonates with you? What comes to mind when I talk about being a future FM leader?
So I think for me, the biggest pivot from being just the team that executes to the strategic partner and having that seat at the table, unfortunately, was COVID. And I think highlighting where workplace experience or where the facilities managers can make an impact, not only in the workplace, but in the business itself, is where that difference is going to come in. And that's the opportunity that we have to grab and take with us forward.
Excellent. That's well said. I agree. I think there's a great opportunity for our listeners and our friends at the IFMA community to really step up. And everybody's a leader, regardless of your particular role today. And that will look different in the years to come. So I really think you're doing the right things and preparing for what comes next. And I think that's what this show is all about. So thank you for that. I'm looking at the clock as we start to wind down. I wonder if you have any thoughts about practical ways that my audience can be better equipped for the future. What other thoughts that you have to share that you haven't had a chance to say just yet? Any final things you'd like to say before we wrap up as we head into the future of the workplace together?
Absolutely. I'd say always be flexible because change is inevitable and we deal with a lot of change. FM and WX is constantly pivoting. We're always looking at things that are happening and we're making changes every day. So flexibility is key and never stop learning, whether it's through the courses or through experiences or through networking and talking to other colleagues. Never stop learning.
I love it. Very nicely said. And also be happy and have Pharrell Williams playing in the background because
absolutely.
I'm happy. Everybody. I wish I knew the lyrics. I'm terrible with lyrics these days, Tanja, but I have it in my head. Thank you for putting it there. And thank you for taking time to share some of your experiences and your ideas with us here on the Workplace Innovator podcast.
Thank you, Mike, for having me.
And thank you all for listening and for watching. I hope you got something of value from this discussion, and I hope you were inspired to join us at a future IFMA event, whether it's your local chapter or at World Workplace. Please reach out, say hello, and let us know you're going to be there. And I hope you'll continue with me on this journey as we continue to encourage and inspire you to be a workplace innovator. Peace out, everybody.